Hi, I'm Dorris Welch. I am a marine biologist, a boat captain, and I own a whale watching business here on Monterey Bay. We're on my boat, the Sanctuary, and I take people out whale watching out of Moss Landing on our Sanctuary cruises. So what I do right now for my living is I take people out whale watching. I am a marine biologist. I've worked out in the ocean studying marine mammals and also in the marine lab, so I have that background to bring to this. And I also am a teacher. How did I get to this point? When I was a young person, I decided I wanted to study wildlife biology. So that's what I got my first bachelor's degree in. And I went to the Humboldt State University up in Arcata in Northern California. We did a lot of work out in the field, and that's really what I like, is to be outside in nature. And so I studied a lot. I studied marine biology, I studied whales, and I studied raptors, which are owls, and falcons, and hawks. So after I got my degree in wildlife biology, I worked for a lot of seasonal positions for different agencies, like the U.S. Forest Service, California State Parks, and I did a wide variety of jobs out in the field. I was even a fire lookout one season. When I went back to get my graduate degree, I decided I wanted to study marine biology. I went to the University of California at Santa Cruz. They have a wonderful Institute of Marine Sciences and also the Long Marine Lab. I studied, worked, and eventually got my first job out of graduate school there at Long Marine Lab. I was lucky with that, because not only did I study marine biology, but I also decided to get a degree in teaching. So by having my teaching credential and having some experience teaching in high schools, it made me a lot more versatile. I spent 12 years as a museum curator, so I got to design special exhibits and programs having to do with the natural environment in California. I also got to take people out all over the state teaching. I've also been an advisor to the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary. So I've taught a lot, both marine biology, regular biology, and natural sciences, and I bring all that to my time out here on the boat showing people the whales. Well, when I worked for the Marine Lab, I got to do some really cool things. Now, we had marine mammals at the Marine Lab. I got to work closely taking care of and studying dolphins, seals, and sea lions. And also we worked with wild elephant seals. I would go out on a boat in the bay several times a month just to see what mammals were out there, and we would do what we call transects, and we would count them. And it informs how we take care of our environment when we know what's out there to begin with. Now, elephant seals are very, very big seals, and we were able to put tags on those elephant seals that would tell us what they were doing when they went out into the ocean. They're called time depth recorders, and we would actually be able to get the tags off those elephant seals when they came back to shore and see how deep they were diving and how long they dove. And we found that they would be diving for over an hour at a time without taking breaths, of course, and they might be going over a mile deep. We also discovered that their heartbeat dropped to only 1 to 2 beats a minute while they were diving. So science is fascinating. Sometimes it can be hard work, and it may even be boring at times, because there's nothing more thrilling than to be out on a boat with whales all around you feeding, and especially when orcas or killer whales show up. Now, running a business is another thing I do. The boat, I have my captain's license, which actually I just got recently. So I can run the boat myself, and I also can work as the biologist or the crew person. I'm very interested and devoted to the conservation of our natural resources. I don't just show people whales to look at, but I try to talk about conservation issues and get people a little more educated about why we need to preserve our environment. That's a really important thing to me. And I've learned a lot through running this whale watch charter business. Take care of all the money aspects of running a business, marketing and merchandising, working with the Coast Guard to make sure that everything's safe on our boat, and also employing my crew, hiring and training people and having interns aboard. Also, I really enjoy taking kids out here on the bay and letting them see marine life firsthand. I think it makes a really big difference in a young person's life about their attitude towards the natural environment, their wanting to care for the natural environment, and potentially for them to be able to go into a career, something to do with protecting or studying our natural world. Working on a whale watching boat is really an interesting job, and it can be extremely exciting at times. I feel really lucky that I work out here on Monterey Bay and get to share so many cool sightings with so many people. Well, you never know where this career might take you, as long as you're open to exploring new aspects and keep your skill levels up.